Good morning, everyone. You know, I've been trying to talk about my culture, and I realized this class is kind of to me, because if you take everybody just look at your faces and at your friends. So you're going to notice we all came from different race and people who share a common belief and custom. So Aristotle, one of the greatest anthropologists, defined culture as the ideas and values that people use to interpret and understand the world around them. This takes me back to my experience that when I traveled to China, I kind of relate this definition to. Because when we react to the world and we notice what is going around the world, we notice how the world around us acts with us. So when I traveled to China, I was kind of happy I'm traveling. But when I got there, I was stunned at what happened to me. Everywhere I went, people were like, ugh, as if I came from another planet or as if I was an alien. So some asked me, oh, what happened to you? Why is your color like this? Do you take shower? Is it because of the sun? I was kind of like, it's funny. When I tell my friends, they say, oh, don't worry, you're going to make more of those comments or talk. So I said, well, it's okay. Sometimes when I stand at somewhere, they will look at me, and maybe when I want to ask for direction, and they'll be running away, oh, please don't come to me. Oh, I was like, oh, what's going on? So it was kind of funny to me, and what they took it like embarrassed, shock, and I took some, like for example, if I walk around and I see people driving, a woman driving a taxi, I'll be like, a woman is driving a taxi. I'll rush home and call my friends back home. Oh, I saw a woman today driving a taxi. I saw a woman today driving a bus. I was kind of shocked because those kind of things are not happening in my culture. So it's kind of cultural shock in different places. So today, I'm going to talk about the values of my custom, of my culture. First, I'm going to talk about the different categories of family. Second, I'm going to talk how the custom is carried out, and third, I'm going to talk about education. Now, let me talk about the different categories of family. In my culture, there are two categories of family. You have the extended family and the royal family. In the extended family, you have people from all generations living together in the same house. For example, you have like the niece, nephew, cousin, uncle, grandma living in the same place. And in the royal family, you have just the parents. Sometimes you have brothers and sisters from different mothers living in the same house, whereas the father is the head of the family, and sometimes the father is the chief, or a lamido. A lamido is a name given to a royal person who rules in the northern part of my country, like the Muslim people. We call them the lamidos. So, I'd like to show you some of the pictures. Okay, in this picture here, this is the extended family. If you can look closely, you'll find people from all generations living in the same house. And here, this is the chief and his children and the wife surrounded him. Now this relates to the article I came across, which through a book which says, in the custom and culture of Cameroon, Mokanjom explained that family is based on marriage, which is larger than the nuclear family in the United States or Western Europe, and often contains people of several generations. Next, I'm going to talk about how the custom is carried out. In my custom, there are different ways you can look at the custom. First, we talk about the polygamous marriages. Polygamous marriages is very common in my custom. Like, you see a man getting married to 5 wives, 7 wives, they're all living in the same house. In the late 50s, people do that because of pride. They want to show off how strong they are, how rich they are, get married to more than one wife. So, I would like to show you this picture. According to the news announced in January 18, 2007, that to promote the rituals of marriage in Cameroon, the Cameroon government organized a wedding mass to over 50 couples, both Muslims and Christians. If you look at these pictures, those are brides getting married in the same day, organized by the government. And also, as tradition, the chief is allowed, he's supposed to get married to more than 5 wives, to more than 6 wives, as custom demands. Like in the northern part of Cameroon, the Lamidos can get married to 20 wives because they are rich, and as custom demand, they need to do that because they need to increase the population and the spirit, as the gods, they call the gods demands. And also, when a woman gets married, she is faced with so much tax in order to please the husband. She needs to take care of all the household activities, all the domestic work like farming, cooking, laundry, everything that requires a woman to do at home. And when it does this, they become so tired and maybe facing too much burden on themselves that they can, sometimes some of them sick, and sometimes it leads them to so many diseases, which they can, because of the stress at home. The husband, they will always sit at home. All they care is they want their wife to prepare them food and does everything for them. So, according to the article Gender Equity and Women Empowerment, December 2009, Jalchem Ari discussed how women are facing threats to their lives and health, given that they are overburdened with household activities. And also, sometimes women, when they can't do this, and when they do all this, they don't get satisfaction from their husband, they rebel by dressing improperly or inappropriate in society. Sometimes you find a woman wearing very short skirt or tight-fitting clothes, which are not required to do that. And according to the journal article, Marriage, Islam and Medicine in Northern Cameroon, Regis Helen discussed how a woman exercise subversive power as when a wife purposely dressed badly in the public to make her husband appear stingy and undesirable for a future wife. Sometimes when a woman is being maltreated this way, she does every housework and her husband doesn't afford to take good care of her by supporting her with financial need. She has to go that way so that people around looking at her will feel that, will give them the impression that the husband cannot afford to take care of the wife, and that would hinder the husband from getting another wife, because if he goes to another family to get another wife, they'll say, no, you already have wives at home, but you don't take good care of them. So women have to dress that way. And now this brings me to my third point. Looking at this picture here, you have the chiefs and the lamido. This is a picture of the lamido, and this is the chief. Those are respectful and noble men in my country. They can get married to as many wives as they care. And also has custom demand. This is how people are supposed to dress like. In the southern part of Cameroon, this is how the people dress, both men and women. And in the northern part, a woman is supposed to dress like this. You're not supposed to expose your face or your body. Every part should be covered. So this is dressing acceptable to my country, in my country. And dressing like this is really inappropriate. Girls, sometimes, like the only girls like me, I can't dress like in front of my parents. I have to sneak out, like at night through the window, and put my clothes in my bag and go out and dress if I'm going out, like to a nightclub or hanging out with my friends. So it's inappropriate to dress like this. And also, this brings me to my next point, that education is very valuable in my country. It's very potential. In the 50s, women were not allowed to go to school. The father preferred to send their male children to school because they feel the male are more valuable than the women. They think women will someday get married and leave the home, but they prefer their male children to go to school. So, in order to conclude, I mentioned about the different families in my country and how the custom is carried out and the values of education. So, due to human rights and human rights and civilization, people have learned that men in my countries have learned how to treat women with respect, and women have also understand the values in their place in the society, and now there is a great balance that exists between men and women in our country. And also, I'm sorry. And also, there's studies that is being given out to women now. Today we have the women in my country who are doctor, nurse, and pilot, and in all kind of job you can find women today. So my parents are so much happy that I'm out here to study to become a successful woman in my country. Thank you.